Hi, this is Trenton with Hallsguide.com, and I'd like to welcome you to our new video series, which we will be putting on YouTube. This will be Hallsguide News, and we will be covering the latest in Hot Wheels and other diecast news and pricing and releases and just general items of interest. But before we get into that, I just want to give you a little background on what Hallsguide is, where we came from, why we got started, and where we're going. So, of course, my desktops. There's a Dodge Challenger Hellcat, one of my favorite cars. But we're going to move on beyond that. Back here to web browser, and Hall's Guide started back in 1998. When I was in college, I had a Hot Wheels collection. I actually started with a baseball card collection, had lots of those I collected over the years, and I played with Hot Wheels as I was growing up. And as I started getting into college, and of course, be it in the situation most college students find themselves in, they need a little bit of extra money. So I started selling some of my baseball cards, and one of my friends turned me on to Hot Wheels, and I started collecting those and pulling out some of my older ones I had from my collection when I was younger. And started selling them online on eBay, and uh, started a small website online to sell some baseball cards and Hot Wheels and various things like that. And uh, didn't get a lot of hits on there. Had more luck on eBay, but I would watch the hits add up. 5 hits a day, 10 hits a day, and it was exciting to watch your counter turn over. But went to a collector's show one day and took my Hot Wheels with me, and needed a price guide to go to take with me. And with some things being released so recently, it was hard to find a good price guide that was up to date enough to, first of all, include what was out there, what was had just been released, and second of all, that kept updated prices. If you bought a Hot Wheels guide from 2 or 3 years ago, it's going to be missing the last 2 or 3 years of prices. And not only that, the prices don't necessarily update enough to reflect the ever-changing markets. So, since most of my collection was listed online, I went ahead and printed my Hot Wheels page out and took it with me so I'd have my own price guide. And went to the collector's show, and I discovered that more people came to my table and were interested in seeing my list of Hot Wheels and the prices than they were interested in the cars themselves. And it dawned on me that there was a demand for that out there, and people were trying to get information, and an information website may fare well better on the internet than just another site that was selling toys. So at that point, I moved here to hwdigest.adm.com. That was a free server. So HW Digest, stood for Hot Wheels Digest, which was the name I'd kind of come up with when I printed out my webpage there. But we soon called it Hall's Guide for Hot Wheels Collectors, and you'll notice the nice Star Trek font there. So this is what we ended up calling it, even though that was the domain that we used at the time for the free domain. But we called it Hall's Guide, which gave us a little bit more freedom uh, than if we were just to be called Hot Wheels Digest. So started with this. We had a free server for a while, and of course they have tons of ads all over it that were their ads, and they didn't support me in any way with the ads, so I couldn't do that forever. So in 1999, I believe it was October of 1999, we purchased Hallsguide.com, and you'll notice this is the last update I did on this site, which is basically just to tell people that we were moving over to Hallsguide.com. And that brings us to our next site. So this was day one. This is what it looked like on day one. I guess there's a few updates there, but this is what we had when we moved over to the new site. Completely redesigned. Of course, this is still 1999, so not quite the same technology that we have now. But we had all of our information. We had our price guides, latest news. We had a top 10 list. We covered various shows, a message board, which has been an integral part of the site from the very beginning. The message board is still alive today, and it's a great community where a lot of collectors get together and just discuss what they're finding, talk about their interest, uh, trade with each other. You can catch up on the latest news there. Sometimes news comes out faster on the message board than it does on the front page of Hallsguide. So we kept this design all the way to 2007. 2007, we updated the look. It's a lot brighter and fresher looking, I think. We're able to get more information on the page this way. And this was still before browsing the internet on your cell phone and tablets became big. So this site is what we used for a while, and all the way to 2011, so about 4 years of this. And then we switched to a WordPress design, and this was our first WordPress theme. We liked WordPress because it is more mobile friendly, but this is an older theme that we had here. It worked great for the time that we used it, but here in 2014 we switched to our latest version, which is more mobile friendly than any of the other sites before that we had, and we're always upgrading it and working on it to make it both mobile friendly and PC friendly, so that users on both ends can have a good experience. But if you'll notice, we have our price guides here. We cover our latest news in the articles throughout. You can go to the archives to see any of the old ones. Our message board is right here. We'd love for you to stop by if you haven't already. Stop by and say hi on our message board and introduce yourself and meet some other collectors. And if you're looking for somebody to trade with, you'll find plenty of friendly guys who would love to trade there. We have our archives and our links, but you'll see we've been busy this year, 2015, adding pictures. So we're already up to the D and E cases for 2015, and we've got almost all the pictures of all of those releases on here. So I try to update them on the front page as well as in the price guides. So when you go to the price guides, you'll see that we have Hot Wheels and we have Matchbox. So they're on the Hot Wheels section. We've got the red lines here. This is what I call the middle era between the red lines and the collector numbers that started here. And they continued until 2000 when they started the yearly series where they numbered them each year starting back over. So for the past 15 years they've done that. But we've got all that archived here. We've got various non-mainline releases right here. We'll be looking to add to that. That hasn't been added to in a while, but with the popularity of some of the new sets, the pop culture sets and some of those, we'll plan on adding those back in there. And of course we have the Matchbox, which is a work in progress. We've started on it, but it's only got a few years, and it's probably behind by a year or two. But we'll be adding to that as well here in the near future. But I hope you'll subscribe to our channel. We'll be coming back to talk about more Diecast and Hot Wheels here in the near future. We'll talk about the latest releases, what's hot, what variations, what releases are people clamoring for at the moment, and we'll be covering all kinds of articles of interest. So leave a comment here at the bottom if there's something you'd like to see, or stop by our message board and say hi to the rest of us, and you can talk about what you want to see there.